So, good morning. So first thing I do is usually get up and have to run to the loo rather urgently. That is how my body wakes me up most mornings. This morning I was up about 6:30 with my stomach. I got back into bed for a bit because it was extremely painful, and if I'm not careful with my stomach, if I get up before my stomach is kind of ready, I just spend the whole time on the loo anyway, or in a lot of pain, so it just doesn't get me anywhere. Whereas if I lie on my left side, it tends to help settle things, so I can actually get up and have a bit more productivity in the first few hours, because I spend a lot of the first few hours running to the loo anyway, which I'll get onto at some point and talk a little bit more about in this video. But first of all, I'm so strict with my morning routine, is just getting up, making myself feel good about myself, which is something that through my whole chronic illness journey I have to do, and something that I've realised makes such a massive difference. That if I get up and I just throw some clothes and I don't feel good, if my health's flaring up and I know I haven't got much planned, I won't really make an effort with myself, but it just continues to make me feel worse about myself. So get up, try to make myself feel okay. Bit of a breakout at the moment, which is irritating because I've always struggled with my skin, hence why I think I got into skincare when I was quite young, because it's always made such a massive difference to how I feel in myself and in my skin. So gonna try and sort my face out a little bit, and then I will crack on downstairs and show you what I do with my morning hydration and electrolytes. So welcome to my YouTube. The whole point I wanted to start a YouTube is because a lot of people have asked me what a normal day looks like, how I structure my day with my meals, what my training looks like, and just walks and everything in between. So the whole point I am starting the YouTube is to give you a bit more of an informal aspect, to get to know me, my life, my animals across the day, as well as just give some tips and tricks as to what I do across the day to help my health, and how my health affects me as well, because I think it's hard to put across on other social media platforms what I do actually still struggle with, how my health does affect me in certain ways still, and how I do overcome that on a day-to-day basis. So that is the whole point of the YouTube, is to give you a more informal opportunity to get to know me. I'll also be documenting a little bit of my prep on here too, just to show you what can be possible if you have a chronic illness. Not that I would recommend prepping to anyone who has a chronic illness, but I know a lot of people are really interested to what my life looks like when I'm on prep, and just get to know me. So please, if you do have any suggestions as to what you'd like to see me film, I've got a session planned with Leah in about a month's time, which I'm really looking forward to, and some other video ideas. So let me know if you do have any suggestions or anything that you'd like to see me film, and of course I will do what I can. So I always start with a pint of water. Some days I can drink this a lot faster than others, depending on how my stomach's feeling and stuff like that. And then I always go on to a pint of electrolytes, because the combination for me just tends to work the best. And I just know, of course, roughly 3 pints, 1.5 litres of water, and I always try to get that in as quickly as possible in the morning, especially with my stomach. I start the day behind with the amount that comes out of me, because of course I can only have liquid. I can only go to the loo if it's completely liquid, with the collapses and blockages through my bowel. So a lot of laxatives, which is never very fun, and I do just start my day behind what even a normal potty should. So getting enough fluid in is always a challenge for me, and I tend to hit between 4.5 to 5 litres, and really I'd like to get more than that. So these are some of the only electrolytes that I find I can actually stomach, especially in the morning when my stomach is quite sensitive and pre-training, and it is a train today, so I'm training legs. Pre-training, I have to be very careful with what I have. I used to always have pre-workout, I used to always have intra workouts and stuff like that. Does not agree with me. Not worth trying. Tried it before. If I have anything other than water while I train, my stomach is not happy. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if I'm fine with it at other points in the day, during training, my body just does not like it and it always flares my stomach. So this is the story of my life with the 2 animals causing absolute mayhem. And then I need to make myself a coffee. So of course, a lot of people with POTS, and this is completely overflowing. A lot of people with POTS, of course, don't drink coffee, but for me, I've never had a problem because, of course, when I started drinking coffee, I was in prep, I was extremely fit. I've never had a problem with caffeine and stuff like that. I actually had a lot of caffeine during my day at one point because Jack is a terrible influencer. When we started dating, personally, I blame the fact that he's a brookie. He was drinking an excessive amount of coffee, like an unholy amount of coffee each day, which got me even more so into my coffee. So yes, I have pulled that right back, and I usually have 1 or 2 mugs a day. So once I've had my water, coffee, sorted the animals out, sit down, crack on with client messages, usually in between running to the loo, and I can feel my stomach is not feeling the best right now, so going to be heading there shortly. I'm just going to be totally honest on this, and that's the whole point of this, that I want to be open and honest with what my stomach is like on a day-to-day basis. Some of the struggles I do still face in my health, because I think a lot of people see me and it's like, how can you struggle? Like, you don't have any health issues, like. And it's been a long time since, for example, my POTS affected me. And I mean, I still get the occasional day when my POTS does affect me, and it does make me feel a little bit worse. Like, I'll feel a little bit more symptomatic, or I do get really quite wiped out and tired. However, for the most part, my POTS doesn't really affect me. So for the longest time, it has just been my stomach, and that to some extent can flare up my POTS, because if I become really dehydrated, so that is something I do have to really be careful of. But for the most part, you know, I'm able to function as I want to. Is it easy? No. But what other choice do I have? I either don't hit my goals because of my chronic illness, or I just get on with it. And either way, I'm going to struggle. So what do I choose? So it's a Friday. I do my client check-ins Monday to Wednesday. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And Thursday, Fridays are more for sort of admin, and also a lot of content production and creation for the POTS Coach approach. So those 2 are the days that I just really, really dig into a lot of filming, lots of planning, stuff like that, which is always really, really exciting. So first port of call though, in the morning, getting back to clients. Got a lot of clients over in the States, so I wake up and usually my phone is blown up with messages all through the night. So just getting back to all of my clients in the States. I'm going to continue drinking my coffee, drinking my electrolytes, then take Myra out for a walk. I bought her a new coat recently because where she's so low to the ground, she gets coated in mud, and where it's been so wet recently, it is so muddy where I walk her most mornings, especially train day mornings. If I'm not training, then I tend to take her somewhere a bit further, but she gets so muddy, so I got her this new coat and she hates it, like with a passion. I got the coat out and she took us off to bed. Like, that is not like Myra at all. So I was like, she clearly resents this coat, like absolutely resents it. So we'll see whether we manage to get it on her today. I feel guilty more than anything. As a dog mum, I feel guilty putting her through that. Seeing your dog so miserable when they're about to go out for a walk is just not, it's not a good thing. So yeah, we will see, won't we? Should we go? No. Oh. Right, this is where the very unimpressed dog starts to look at me. Come on. Here. Come on. I promise I'm not a horrible dog mum. She just hates this coat. Right, pour one in. Please do comment if you think I'm cruel for putting her in there. But honestly,
she has skin issues on her stomach, and where it gets so wet at the moment out with the mud and stuff, it's really flaring her stomach as well. So it's not, I wouldn't just put her in a coat, but it does serve a purpose, especially, let's get your ears out, especially with how muddy it is at the moment. Of course, in summer she will not be in a coat. It does seem to help a little bit of her stomach and just protect her stomach with her allergies, because I mean, my dog was always going to have something wrong with her, let's be honest. So now, right, you feeling snazzy? That is a dog who is really ready to go out for a walk. So it is absolutely so muddy here at the moment, which my knee is just not getting on well with, so I have to be very, very careful of where I walk. But I tend to meet my mum for a walk most mornings, which is always nice, because it breaks up the day and just have like a good chit chat, put the world to right, and then just of course get back to work, which is always very nice. It's always very busy up here as well. There are a lot of different dogs, but it means that Maya has been so well socialised since she was such a good puppy. So yeah, it's nice in so many ways. But unfortunately, her boyfriend is not here today, which I've missed him this week, but he's had an injured paw. But we will be looking after him, so I'm sure we'll probably do a YouTube around that time as well. And there is chaos in the house with the two of them together. So yeah, so I've just had an order arrive from Strom, because I completely ran out of Whey and my Support Max Neuro, both of which I do use each day. The Support Max Neuro in particular is just a game changer. It's really, really helped my sleep, and it's something that I do recommend to pretty much all of my clients. You can get it over in the States. It's not as easy to get it in the States, but you can get it over in the States as well. I keep eating my hair this morning. But yeah, it is a game changer, and it's designed for cortisol management. But I just find it really, really helps to settle my nervous system and just really massively improve my sleep quality. And it just makes you feel a little bit less stressed. So if you're having a particularly stressful day, for example, I take an extra dose in the morning, and again, I just feel more chilled out of it. So quite a typical order. So my Whey, I'm actually trying the custard cream, which I haven't tried for years. I tried it right when it first came out, but yeah, I haven't had it since then, really. Support Max Neuro, Glutathione, Big Z. So this is a new sleep one, which I've tried once, but yeah, I'm really, really excited to actually have a pot of this. So I will let you know. Usually I've been using Z-Max and Levagen separately, but this has basically the same ingredients of Z-Max as well as Levagen and Afron, so it's got more things in it. So yeah, it saves me having to take multiple different supplements as well. It just makes it life easy. And then just general Support Max for general organ health. I really don't like mixing my jam and peanut butter situation, so I have them on separate plates. So it just doesn't, like, sweet and savoury, it's like certain chocolate and fruit just doesn't do it for me. It makes me feel really quite sick and nauseous. So separate plates necessary. And there is definitely something burning in my toaster, I think, from some saurine that I had yesterday. And I hope my salt delivery arrives today, because I'm seriously lacking in salt. Of course, I have to salt my bagels. But yeah, I'm seriously out. That is hot. I'm seriously lacking in salt, and that is not going to last me very long. So yeah, I've just been working, just been cracking on with some other messages and just stuff like that, planning some stuff for the Pots Coach approach at the moment, which is really exciting. So just focusing on a couple of projects for that, and some projects that I'll be releasing very, very shortly, just onto Instagram and stuff as well. So I'm looking forward to sharing them all with you. But of course, I have not filmed them because they are coming soon, and you'll find out soon now. But yeah, just heading to the gym now. This is like my chill out period in between, because usually I get up, get straight on with work, messages, if it's a check-in day, it's nice and busy and stuff as well. It's a little bit more chilled out on my non-check-in days. So it's slightly, I get on and crack on with work, but it's not quite the same fast pace. I'm not always speaking. On check-in days I get very sick of my own voice. And I'm sure my clients get sick of my own voice, but somehow they keep coming back, so I don't know.
Are we ready for legs?
So legs done. It was a good session all in all. Stomach started playing up towards the end, so I swapped my what is a normal like leg press for single legs, just because it puts less pressure on my stomach. And when my stomach's not feeling good, it just means that I can push it that little bit further without completely shoving myself into a flare. So yeah, made that one swap. But other than that, the session actually felt really good, and all considering I'm feeling quite sniffly still and just a little bit run down from my period, I'm happy with how the session went. So just eaten, post, did a bit of posing, got back to a couple of clients, and then have just eaten my post. Whoever said potters can't eat carbs, this would probably be the worst like potty meal for a lot of people, low fat. But with where I'm at, my carbs don't really affect me these days at all. So yeah, I've got 175 grams in my post-workout for my carbs at the moment. Actually, it may have gone up. I need to check that. So yeah, got that in. Then we're going to head home. and I'm going to crack back on with some more work. So with my meals as well is making sure they're not too close together. So I'm really, really strict with when I eat my meals, and that makes a massive difference to my digestion. And of course, when my food gets lower, for example, during prep, blood sugars, so you don't want to be crashing in between your meals. And there's something that I see with a lot of people, and it's having those regular meal timings and finding what works for you is really, really important. So for me, I find 4 meals I tend to eat between 9, half 9 in the morning, at least a good few hours after I've woken up, and then 1 kind of in the afternoon for my second meal, then 4 and 7, half 7 for my final meal. And that tends to work really well, and it's what I've done for years now. So I'm happy with that structure, and it just seems to work well with my digestion. It means I'm not eating too late, and it means that it's split up well across the day. Yeah, just having, while it is so high, I have to be so strict with my meal times, because trying to cram my meals too close together, it's just an absolute disaster digestion wise. So I'm a little bit late making my third meal of the day. So it's almost 5 o'clock, but I got a bit too caught up in my work, which I've been doing for the last number of hours. Maya has been on a lovely walk as well. So yeah, just this meal at the moment, most days, well, especially on a training day, is a tuna sandwich, a tuna cheese sandwich with some salad in it. Just nice and easy. So how Christian, my coach, does my macros is I get given a number of macros for each meal. So for example, I'll have 30 grams of protein, just thinking off the top of my head here, like between 10 to 15 grams of fat, and then a number of carbs. So these are the actual macros, so we don't include trace macros. So I work macros out a little bit differently to how I actually coach my own clients. And of course, just from a bodybuilding perspective, it does actually, I quite like doing it like this. And it just breaks it down, because I like just being told really what to eat in each meal. So it's just nice and easy. This is Maya's spot while I work each day. She's a great office manager. You can stay there now. Sort your eyes out. So I'm actually just making a landing page at the moment, because there is a free ebook coming, which probably would have been released before this YouTube. So yeah, it's the first steps to thriving with POTS. So it just runs through lots of different aspects, such as sleep hygiene, your nutrition, starting out with your movement and stuff from there. So just creating a landing page from there so that people can download it. So I'm just finishing up with this little bit of work that I'm with this section now. And then I'm going to go and irrigate. So I have to irrigate, which is basically the process of filling my bowels with water. And it goes all the way up into part of your intestine as well. And then flushing it out, because of course I cannot have any solid stool. So it just helps to loosen up my bowel again, and just clear everything through. So I have to do that every kind of afternoon/evening. It makes it a lot more comfortable when I have the laxatives, rather than just trying to then push everything through with the laxative each night. It just takes a lot of pressure off, and it means that as I'm going to bed, as I'm going to sleep, my digestion is a lot more comfortable. So it's a bit of a pain, because it can take about half an hour. I've always tried to make it pretty productive and trying to crack on with work and stuff, but a lot of the time it's just hard to, like, even just try and sit on my phone and reply to some messages. I just find it a bit difficult. Because I do have to, like, push on my stomach as well to help move things through. So yeah, not pleasant, but an important topic to touch on nevertheless. And shortly after that, crack on with a little bit more work. And then I've got a massage, my weekly sports massage with Abby. So I'm very much looking forward to that, and also kind of dreading it because she is absolutely brutal. So we'll be catching some content of that shortly. So we have Abby here. That's an awkward wave. That's an even more awkward laugh, so I'll just roll.
She's like, where do you want me to look? Look into the lens.
What do you want me to do, Daddy?
Now it's a porno.
So I have eaten my final meal while listening to Jack scream in pain, having his massage, which was great fun, and he was an absolute wet wipe with it. After teasing me about how much I was complaining. So yeah, tonight I just had chicken and rice and veg with olive oil, which was actually really tasty, and it hit the spot this evening. It was just nice, quick and easy, and it sat well, which is what matters. But I'm going to get back to final few messages and just chill out for a bit. I'm trying to decide whether or not to face doing my nails. So I'm going to potentially do that tonight. I need to shower, sort my skincare out and crash out as well. And my back, I just feel like a new person after having that massage. It was so needed. And hopefully Jack will stop moaning about his calves now that he's had them done as well. So anyway, if you like this video, like, subscribe and share. And there's lots more content coming up soon, different forms of content and stuff as well. It's not just going to be day in the life. So yeah, very excited for these to come.